The NASCAR Cup Series race has officially concluded from the Charlotte Roval, and we see a lot of playoff chaos, some attrition late in the event, and A.J. Allmendinger picking up a pretty important victory in his NASCAR Cup Series career. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race on the Charlotte Roval, the Bank of America Roll 400. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, Kyle Larson and Ty Dillon would have to drop at the rear for backup cars. Both of them had crashed in practice and would have to start at the rear of the field. So at the start of the race, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the inside with Chris Roval on the inside, and Tyler Reddick got a fantastic start and was able to clear for the race lead. There's a little bit of craziness that happened early. You had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. pit with a broken rear toe link. He got into the outside while thinking turn 1 or turn 2. Then Eric Jones, he spun out from 27th position on the front chicane, nearly caught the Kyle Larson, was able to continue on. And that was the only stuff that really happened early. Then he had green flag pit stops happen. Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric came down pit road first. Then the next lap, he had Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon come down pit road. And he had Brock Salsey come down pit road for getting a penalty for missing the front stretch chicane. He had to do a pass through because he missed that chicane. Then the next 3 laps, he had Justin Haley, Ryan Preece, and Kyle Larson come in on lap 20. Then the next lap, he had Daniel Suarez, A.J. Allmendinger, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, William Byron, Michael McDowell, all come down pit road. And then next lap, you had Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola come in. And then next lap, you had Christopher Bell come in. But you had a lot of guys that basically stayed out. And it would basically come down to Tyler Reddick pulling out a pretty big lead over Bubba Wallace. And coming off the final corner, Tyler Reddick would win stage number 1. During the caution, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Martin Truex Jr., Corey LaJoie, Todd Gillen, Andy Lally, Chase Briscoe, and Eric Jones would all come down pit road, while the guys that already come down pit road, they would stay out, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. would also get a speeding penalty. So then on the next restart, you had Chris Roval lead the field from the outside with Daniel Suarez on the inside, and there was some contact on the restart between Daniel Suarez and Chris Roval, but they were able to continue going, and we stayed green. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick came down pit road after missing chicane during the commercial break. He had missed the chicane and basically had to come down pit road because of that. And then eventually, Chase Elliott had caught Chris Roval on lap 36, and he was able to pass Chris Roval for the race lead. Then green flag pit stops started happening once again. You had Ryan Blaney come down pit road first. Then the next lap, you had Eric Almirola, Harrison Burton come in. Then the next lap, you had Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, William Byron, Austin Dillon, and Brad Keselowski all come down pit road. Then the next lap, A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric, and Zane Smith come in. And then the next lap, you had Todd Gillen, Mike Rockefeller come into pit road. Then the next lap after that, Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe, Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, who were actually concerned about field while trying to stay out. They thought those guys were going to come in, but basically they were worried about field. Then the next lap, you had Chris Buescher, Josh Bilicki, Ryan Preece, Corey LaJoie, Andy Lally, and Corey LaJoie all come in. And then the next lap, as they're coming off of pit road, that being Josh Bilicki and Corey LaJoie, there was contact between both of them going into the infield. I have no idea what Corey LaJoie was trying to do there. That was completely stupid and a bonehead move on Corey LaJoie's part because Josh Bilicki got stuck and now would bring the caution out. Josh Bilicki, understandably, was very, very frustrated about that because that was a stupid bonehead move by Corey LaJoie, and I understand why Josh Bilicki was really, really frustrated. So I think that's the 3rd time this year the 78 car has been taken out by a Spire car, which is interesting because Spire Motorsports, of course, is taking Live Fast Motorsports charter. And Chase Elliott also almost came down pit road, but he stayed out on the racetrack. And then Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got the free pass, and Denny Hamlin also clinched to the next round on enough points. And Chase Elliott, of course, ended up winning stage number 2. Then we had Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Martin Truex Jr., Michael McDowell, Ty Dillon, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all came down pit road while everyone else stayed out. And Michael McDowell had to raise the hood because they had lost power steering. So then on the next restart, Kyle Busch, who was first car on fresh tires, had come back down pit road at the end. He would take the lead on the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and Kyle Busch got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. The run would continue on, but eventually A.J. Allmendinger had a much better car than Kyle Busch, and inevitably with around 53 or 54 laps to go, he was able to pass Kyle Busch for the lead and started to pull away. There were now 42 to 43 laps to go as A.J. Allmendinger had the lead. Chase Elliott came down pit road first on lap 66 when he said he had a flat tire, and he came down pit road along with Harrison Burton. Then the next lap, Brad Keselowski came down pit road. And then on lap 70, a lot of chaos started ensuing. You had Eric Almirola end up missing the chicane. They had Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, and come down pit road. And then Denny Hamlin got spun by Zane Smith in the middle of the pack. and Michael McDowell slowed after getting hit into the wall, and he also had a flat tire, also after some contact with Zane Smith, and a lot of drivers would come in the next lap, including AJ Allmendinger, William Byron, Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Kevin Harvick, and Todd Gilliland were among the many drivers who came down pit road because they thought the caution was going to be coming out, but Michael McDowell would come back pit road and the caution would not come out. And then the next lap, Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, and Ross Chastain would all come down pit road, and Ross Chastain also would lose a ton of ground because he had an awkward pit angle trying to avoid Austin Dillon, because Austin Dillon came out. And then on lap 76, the next caution in the race would come out when Denny Hamlin spun in the front chicane from 21st position, and Mike Rockefeller got some damage as well. Denny Hamlin just wheel hopped the corner, not sure what he was doing. I don't know what Denny Hamlin was trying to do there. He would cause a lot of chaos, though, because he would miss the chicane and would unfortunately get into Mike Rockefeller, getting a ton of damage. And this, unfortunately, would end Denny Hamlin's day as he had broke the toe link. So then, we saw a little strategy under the caution where guys like Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ty Dillon, Martin Truex Jr., Harrison Burton all came down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out. So then on the restart, AJ Allmendinger lead the field from the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and Ty Gibbs got a fantastic jump and was able to pass AJ Allmendinger for the race lead. Meanwhile, in turn number 4, Corey LaJoie and Austin Dillon crashed, and we thought they were going to throw a caution for that, but they were able to stay green, but they stopped for a second, but luckily they were able to get it back going. And then AJ got back to the back chicane and was able to get back around Ty Gibbs and get the race lead. And then the next lap, the next caution would come out when Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got into the back of Eric Jones. He would hit the outside wall really, really hard and collect Michael McDowell, and that would bring the caution out. What was Stenhouse trying to do there? I know they're 3 wide, but Stenhouse just got in the back of Eric Jones, who was having a decent day overall, not a great day, was having a decent day, and Michael McDowell just had nowhere to go. There was completely stupid, in my opinion, by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., completely avoidable and completely unnecessary on Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s part. So then we got to the next restart with AJ Allmendinger leading the field from the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and AJ Allmendinger got a fantastic jump and was able to clear Ty Gibbs for the race lead. And I believe Kyle Busch also almost got up to second position. And then a few laps later, another caution would come out for Andy Lally, who spun on the backstretch. Basically, Andy Lally was coming in through turn number 1. He completely spun out, tried to get back to the hole, and then he tried to come back on the racetrack, but the car had shut off, and that would bring the caution out. So then, on lap 88, we went back green with AJ Allmendinger leading the field from the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and AJ Allmendinger got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs made some contact, and Kyle Busch actually got up to second position. Meanwhile, as they were going down the backstretch, Austin Cindric and Bubba Wallace spun out while you had Daniel Suarez, who was 3 wide, lose it completely. I don't know what Daniel Suarez was trying to do there, being 3 wide. Larson was on the inside. He had Christopher Bell in the middle, and he, of course, had Daniel Suarez up on the outside. He would basically just lose it and run in the back of Cindric, and Bubba Wallace had nowhere to go, and he got collected, and Bubba Wallace got penalized for missing the back chicane. Feel bad for Bubba Wallace because he had a fantastic race going, one of his better races of the season for sure on road courses. In fact, I think his best road course race ever, and he got completely screwed because of a stupid move on Daniel Suarez's end. Not sure what he was trying to do there. And then, of course, Bubba Wallace and Austin Cindric had to pit because of that, and Austin Cindric got a speeding penalty. And then, with 15 laps to go, Brad Keselowski was still in the hunt to try to make the next round. He was spin racing from 20th position with Ross Chastain on the front chicane, and Ross Chastain also basically was able to miss. Luckily, he had to stop, but then he came down pit road to basically check the tires. And then, with around 15 laps to go, we saw, I believe, the second to last, actually the final caution of the race when Daniel Suarez got spun by Christopher Bell racing for 11th position in turn number 8. Christopher Bell just completely sent it into Daniel Suarez. Do not know what he was doing there. I guess that's payback for what happened on the backstretch, but still, I think that was completely unnecessary from Christopher Bell, a guy who has really not had any enemies in his career up to this point. Just a stupid move on Christopher Bell's end, getting back to Daniel Suarez, but I guess that's karma for causing a situation with Bubba Wallace and Austin Cindric. So then we see some strategy, but the only guys that actually caused strategy were Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoie, Mike Rockefeller, Brad Keselowski all came down pit road, including Michael McDowell as well, while the rest leaders stayed out. So then we got back racing on lap 97 where AJ Allmendinger led the field from the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and Kyle Busch actually got up to second position. However, the final caution of the race would come out with 13 laps to go when Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s car caught on fire off of turn number 2 and had to stop on the racetrack, ending Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s day. It seemed like it came from maybe the rocker box. We're not entirely sure yet. They're probably going to take that car to the R&D center is my guess to check the issues there. But nonetheless, it ended Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s day, and we get to the final restart with AJ Allmendinger leading the field from the outside with Kyle Busch on the inside. And we saw a fantastic move where basically Kyle Busch, unfortunately, spun the tires, getting up to speed, and AJ Allmendinger was able to clear, and William Byron got up to second position. So at this point, it's coming down to a duel between AJ Allmendinger and William Byron for the win. William Byron had been slowly climbing his way up to the front, and AJ Allmendinger, who had led the most laps in this race. The question was going to be, who was going to win? At times, William Byron was closing in on AJ Allmendinger, but there was times where AJ Allmendinger was able to pull away. As it came to the white flag of this race, AJ Allmendinger had about a 0.6 of a second lead over William Byron. William Byron on the last lap tried everything he could to catch AJ Allmendinger, but it would not be enough as AJ Allmendinger would come off the final corner and pick up his first win of the 2023 season, his third career win in the NASCAR Cup Series, I believe his third or fourth win ever at the Charlotte Roval in all of three NASCAR's top tier series. After the race, AJ Allmendinger was extremely happy with the win. Congratulations to AJ. Every time AJ wins, you know he's going to get emotional. He was crying after the race, and he went up to the grandstands. This win means so much to him because you don't know when your last win is going to come, because there's a lot of talk right now that AJ Allmendinger could be moving back down the Xfinity Series in 2024 because he might be going to College's Xfinity Series program. We know he's going to be back with College next year, but I would not be surprised now if AJ Allmendinger gets announced to be returning to the team in the Cup Series, because I really hope AJ gets staying to 16 next year, because he's been getting better and better as the years progress. And every time he wins, you know it's going to be emotional for him. He deserves this. Congratulations. The best car all day. He did what he had to do. And I'm so happy for the 16 team. They've been getting better and better as years progress. And I hope AJ gets staying to 16 next year because he absolutely earned this win. He was really good in practice. Had one of the best cars in practice yesterday. And I thought maybe have a chance to win. Sure enough, he gets it done at the Charlotte Roval. But with AJ Allmendinger winning, the four drivers that go home are Bubba Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Ross Chastain, and Kyle Busch will not advance to the round of 8. Ross Chastain did everything he could to get back up to the front. Unfortunately, fell too many points back. I think it was 11 or 10 points below the cutoff line at the end of the race. Chastain had a good car, but had those issues, and it cost him a shot at the win. Bubba Wallace, I feel for him. He had a really good car today, ran top 5, got a ton of stage points. In fact, I think he got the second or third most stage points of anybody in the field. But unfortunately, that spin that he had from Daniel Suarez, that cost him this run. Because Bubba Wallace is easily going to make it to the next round, more than likely, if had that not happened. But still, you got to feel confident going next year for Bubba Wallace. He had a great run. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's a shame he couldn't get to the round of 8. But I feel for Bubba. He had a great day going and just got eliminated. Brad Keselowski, what a shame for him. Probably his best opportunity was at Talladega, and they ruined that, and you kind of were worried about how he's going to do at the Roval. Didn't get a great finish today, and unfortunately, Keselowski's day ended early. And then Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch put up a hell of a fight to win this race. He was fast today, had one of the strongest cars in the field. Unfortunately, could not capitalize. I think he just didn't have anything for Allmendinger and William Byron at the end. But still, Kyle Busch did everything he had to do, but not enough to get the victory. He scored some points, led a couple laps in the race as well. I'm telling you, next year, I think Kyle Busch will be a championship contender, but he unfortunately gets eliminated, and it's a shame because this team was extremely inconsistent, and had they scored some stage points at Talladega, they wouldn't have had to come in this race winning the Roval, but you know what? Kyle Busch did a pretty good run and nearly got to the round of 8. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the race results, and I'll give you my score and thoughts on today's race. So AJ Allmendinger picks up the victory. William Byron finished second. Great run for William Byron today. Ran top 10 a majority of the day. That 24 car never had the best car in the field, but that car was coming in near the end of the race. A strong day for William Byron in second place. So has a lot of momentum going into the round of 8. Like I said, Kyle Busch finished third. A great day for Kyle Busch. His best run so far of the class on speed. I thought Kyle Busch was going to have a really good chance to win this race today because that 8 car has been really fast on road courses the last few years, and Kyle Busch did not disappoint. Unfortunately, though, he gets eliminated in the round of 12. It's disappointing for Kyle Busch, but you know what? It is what it is, and I think now they can focus on 2024 and try to make it to the Final Four next season. Ty Gibbs finished 4th. Just another fantastic day for Ty Gibbs. He led laps in this race. He's been getting closer and closer to winning races. I'll tell you what. He may not win a race this year, but next year I think Ty Gibbs is going to win a race or two. Because this 54 team has been getting faster and faster the second half of the year, and Ty Gibbs just has to get that 100% completion rate, but he completed another race today and gets a very solid top 5. Great run for Ty Gibbs in 4th place. Joey Logano finished 5th. Really surprising good run for Logano. Ran top 10 and top 15 a majority of the day. The 22 car has some good pace and speed, and nonetheless the best run Logano's had in a few weeks for sure. He finishes in 5th. Tyler Reddick finished 6th. I think Reddick may have had the best car in the field. He didn't win the race today, but he'll get to run in the next round of the round of 8, where there's a couple good tracks for him like Vegas and Homestead. Tyler Reddick, I think, had the best car, but he does come up short to finish 6th, but still a great day for Tyler Reddick in 6th place. Chris Buescher finished 7th, continues his top 10 streak on the road courses. He's been really strong on road courses. Only had one finish outside the top 10 in the next year, which I believe is an 11th place finish. Still has the best average finish, gets a very solid 7th place run. Alex Bowman finished 8th. Good run for Alex Bowman. Ran top 10 to top 15 a majority of the day. I think the 4018 is going to be better next year in 2024. Nonetheless, a great run for him. Chase Elliott finished 9th. Chase Elliott had a top 2 or top 3 car in this race. I thought Chase was going to have a chance to maybe win, and had that caution not come out for Josh Blicky and Corey LaJoie, I think Chase Elliott might have been in the capper seat to win this thing. He had a really strong car in this field. Couldn't get it done today, but nonetheless, a 9th place run is good, all things considered. Ross Chastain finished 10th. Great recovery for this one team. Well, I didn't think Ross Chastain was even going to have a chance to make it out of this round simply because of the fact of the lack of speed on the road courses. But today, they proved themselves and had a good run, but unfortunately not enough to make it to the round of 8. But still a solid ending for the team. They do get a top 10, all things considered. Ryan Preece finished 11th. Really good run for Ryan Preece. I think Ryan Preece had a pretty good day. He's been better on the road course. I'll tell you, he's been underrated on the road course the last years and gets a very solid top 15 finish. Ryan Blaney finished 12th. Decent run for him. Not a great run, but a decent run for him. Kyle Larson finished 13th. Had to start at the back of the field. It was going to be a tall order for Kyle Larson to win this race, but his hope was that a guy like Kyle Busch or Ross Chastain or Bubba Wallace didn't win. And the good news for him, they didn't win, so Larson will get to go to the round of 8. And while today wasn't the best run for Kyle Larson, you know what? He's got 3 tracks he's going to in the round of 8 that I'm really confident in for him, including being at Homestead in a few weeks. I think he's got a really, really good shot to get it done. And Larson, I think, will have a chance to make it to Championship 4. He may be the favorite going into the round. Austin Dillon finished 14th. Decent run for him. Christopher Bell finished 15th. Had a really good car in the beginning. Kind of fell back and got stuck in the back of the pack, but finishes 15th. Not a great day, but not a terrible day, all things considered. Bubba Wallace finished 16th. Again, Bubba Wallace has not advanced to the round of 8, but what a great season for Bubba Wallace, all things considered. A lot of people didn't have him making the playoffs, and a lot of people certainly didn't think he'd even have a chance to sniff the round of 8 because the 16th seed has never gotten out of the round of 12, and he unfortunately continues that streak. But I gotta say this, Bubba Wallace did a really good job today. Just couldn't close out the deal, but he finished his 16th. A decent run on road courses, not a bad run, a decent run overall. And I think he's gotten so much better on road courses over time. He finishes in 16th place. Corey LaJoie finished 17th. Decent run for him. Brad Keselowski also eliminated one of his better runs on the road courses as well this year. Had those issues, but recovered slightly to finish in 18th. Kevin Harvick gets a top 20 on a road course in 19th place. Decent run for him. And Mark Truex Jr. just gets in by the skin of his teeth. Finishes 20th, just has ran very mediocre and continues his streak of finishing outside the top 15. Then is now the 7th straight race in a row that Mark Truex Jr. has finished outside of the top 15. I'm going to be honest, I don't think Truex making it to the Championship 4 with the speed that they've shown, but he gets to go to the round of 8. Eric Almirola finishes in 21st. We'll talk about him later this week. Justin Haley finished 22nd. Todd Gilliland saw a top 25 finish in 23rd. Good run for him. Harrison Burton finished 24th. Austin Cindric finished 25th. Confirmed he'll be back with Penske next year in 2024. Josh Blicky finished 26th. Austin Hill finished 27th. Chase Briscoe finished 28th. Mike Rockefeller finishes 29th. Zane Smith will be going cup racing next year with Trackhouse/Spire. Finishes 30th. Ty Dillon finished 31st. Michael McDowell, after his issues, finished 32nd. Daniel Suarez finished 33rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., after falling out of the race, finished 34th. Andy Lawley finishes 35th. Eric Jones finishes 36th. And finishing last in 36th, 7th place is Denny Hamlin. So now we're going to talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score and thoughts on today's race. Honestly, this race went a lot better than I thought it was going to go because we know that the next-gen car on road courses has historically not been the greatest in the world. That being said, you could pass. Tires did actually matter in this race, which is something that hasn't really mattered with the next-gen car at this point. But tires matter. You could pass, and there were times where it was possible to pass. It wasn't the best race in the world, though, and I still think the next-gen car does need some work on the road courses. And while I still wish we were going back to the oval next year in 2024 for the road course, I still thought today's race was decent. I'm going to give today, and I thought today's race was better than the Xfinity Series race. I'm going to give this race overall a 6.5 out of 10. I am dropping my score of the Xfinity Series race down to 5.5 out of 10. I thought today's race was decent. It wasn't great. It was decent in my opinion. It's good to see an underdog win from AJ Allmendinger. I'll give the race a 6.5 out of 10. So, that is great today's NASCAR race review from the Charlotte Roval. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate AJ Allmendinger on winning at the Charlotte Roval. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we have a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel discussing news over the last couple days. We're also more than likely going to have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race picks for Las Vegas. Then on Tuesday, we'll be talking about Hailie Deegan and her expectations for 2024 with AM Racing. And we're also going to probably do something else maybe on Tuesday as well. Then on Wednesday, will be a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. And then on Thursday, we'll have race picks for the Cup Series race at Las Vegas. And I might also release a preview video for the Round of 8 as well. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.